How much do you know about police brutality and the race war?
I didn't know much at first. Mainly when it started flaring up around 2015, 2016. And I know 2016 was a year where it was like a very big focus. But before that, nothing really sparked my interest or sparked my knowledge of it.
What do you define as police brutality?
That's when the police officer, I know they have procedures where they're supposed to take cautions, but when it's obviously that the person is detained or they're unarmed or trying to comply, but you put excessive force onto them or unnecessary measures onto them that shouldn't be applied. Like Eric Garner, he was getting choked. He said, "I can't breathe." All the police officers should listen up, but he just kept on getting tight over a cigarette and stuff like that. Just excessive force or unnecessary.
What action would you justify as using excessive force?
Justify using excessive force? I know as an officer, it really depends on the situation. Like there's some actions that you're going to have to take to detain the suspect, but to justify excessive force is just when the suspect is just really, not complying or they're being more belligerent or violent than they should be. That you can handle, and it may hurt you, it may hurt somebody else, and if excessive force is needed, you do it.
How do you feel about the way media portrays this?
Portrays police brutality or race?
Both.
Both. I feel like there's times where media portrays it as what it is, but then like the people that receive the media, like people online, kind of like distorts it in a bad way, in a bad light. And like when they had the Black Lives Matter movement, you had people that just like felt like all lives matter, but the Black Lives Matter movement wasn't about just Black lives only; it was like Black lives too. And you had people that had the All Lives Matter movement. Some of them had good intentions with the All Lives Matter movement, but when they started the All Lives Matter movement, there were some people that just really pushed that to negate our movement, the Black Lives Matter movement. And it was evident in those people. I'm not saying all people had that, because like people have good intentions. They want All Lives Matter, and that's true. But then you had people that just really felt like, oh, black people shouldn't just have a movement focused on them. Like, of course, my life mattered too, and they just evilly put their opinion into it when it's not what it's supposed to be.
Do you feel that the community and law enforcement are racially biased? And if so, against who?
I feel like obviously the police are biased to black people, but mainly because of the stereotype that are pushed upon black people, like being obviously the thugs and, the ones that are doing the crimes. And that's true in most like hood cities, but that's mainly because in the hoods there are black people there, so obviously that black person is going to be a black person is going to be the main culprit. But in other areas where there's like people like me just trying to live, we kind of get mistaken for those that are culprit. So I do feel like some or most police communities are biased.
What can the community and police do to change the situation?
That is a good question. Me personally, I'm not sure because I'm not outside in the community, so I have limited knowledge on the community. But I guess kind of like a basic answer would just like come together, like understand each other, and I guess it's just like just peace in general. Just know that a black person is not always the culprit. Or white person is not always racist, or just kind of like just take the stereotypes, get them out the way, and just focus on protecting the citizens instead of just really trying to put another race down.
Now, what do you mean you're not in the community? What would you define yourself as?
I just know myself. I just know I live in my house. I know my neighborhood is nice. There's no violence, but I'm not sure how when somebody's in a more urban area where there's a lot of violence and crimes, so I can't speak for everyone. There might be other ways that fit more to like high crime areas, high crime cities, but I know in my area there's not much racial tension or violence, so I can't speak on how like will be a very universal way of, you know, putting everything, like helping everything get together, than just, you know, hopefully take out all the stereotypes.
So you're saying it just depends on each area?
Yeah.
On what each area can do. Okay.